If you've ever opened a winter sown milk jug in April and you found moldy soil or absolutely zero sprouts, you're not alone. Winter sowing is supposed to be a set it and forget it, but there are actually 10 small mistakes that can quietly ruin your entire season before it even begins. Today I'm showing you exactly what to do and what to stop doing so you get a great germination success rate this year. For those new to the channel, winter sowing is essentially building mini greenhouses out of recycled jugs. Winter sowing is the most affordable way to fill your garden with native plants and perennials. If you avoid these 10 traps, you're going to have more plants than you know what to do with. But simple does not mean careless. Mistake number 1, the Sharpie fade. Never use a standard Sharpie. The UV rays will bleach it in weeks. And when you're ready to plant, you won't know what the seedling is, especially for things like brassicas. A radish can look like broccoli or collards, but when you go to transplant them, they need vastly different spacings. So what do? Use a garden marker or a paint pen. Write the name on the bottom of the jug too, just in case. I've used paint pens for years and I have never had a problem with them being readable when it's time to plant. Mistake number 2, using the wrong soil. Don't use the heavy garden soil or topsoil. It compacts and drowns the seeds. Use a light peat-based potting mix, or Mel's mix is a good choice. Another thing about soil is always pre-hydrate your soil in a bucket before putting it in the jug. If it's dusty or dry, the water will just bead and run off the top, and it will take a long time to try to get hydrated. Mistake number 3 is leaving the cap on. This is the fastest way to cook your seeds. How you fix this is you toss the cap. You can take the cap and throw it, if you definitely don't want it, because it's going to trap too much heat and it won't let the moisture in. If you like this video so far, go ahead and give it a like and make sure that you're subscribed and click the bell so you get notified for all my new content. Mistake number 4, the transparency trap. Make sure that you use opaque or clear jugs. Don't use the white ones like for orange juice or white vinegar bottles. If the light can't get through, the seeds won't wake up. Use translucent milk jugs or clear water jugs only. Mistake number 5, use good tape, but don't use the expensive high-tack Gorilla Tape. I used that one year and it was very hard to get it to conform to the surface of the jugs. The cheap tape actually works the best, the classic duct tape. It survives the cold, but it will peel off easily when it's time to transplant, and it conforms really great to the surface of the jugs. Makes it a lot easier to close the jugs up. Mistake number 6 is poor drainage. I like to use a utility knife and just put 4 holes in the bottom and maybe one up an inch just on the side, just for emergency if the others get clogged, but I've never had a problem with them getting clogged. But if you don't put enough holes, your seeds could get too wet and rot. So it's better to put too many holes than not enough, that's for sure. Even 8 or 12 holes, like if you're using a soldering iron to make holes, I would make quite a bit of holes. Mistake number 7, the north side shadow. Your jugs need full sun. The greenhouse effect only works if the sun can hit the plastic and warm the soil. So make sure you put them in full sun. Mistake number 8, forgetting the heavy check. This is how you check for water. Lift up the jug, and if it feels light, it needs water. If it's heavy, it's probably fine. You can use a spray bottle. You can use a spray bottle to water through the top hole so that you water gently and don't wash the seeds away or move them or disturb them. But I like to bottom water my seedlings. I have a boot tray that's like 3/4 to an inch tall, and I put water in that, and then I just put the jugs in there for a period of time, and it'll wick the water up and water from the bottom so you don't disturb the seeds at all. Oh, another thing about knowing when they need water is if there's no condensation on the sides of the jugs, especially if it's sunny out. If there's no condensation, there's a good chance they need watered. Mistake number 9, panicking during late freezes. The seedlings are hardened off by nature. However, if it's a deep freeze below 25 and they have leaves, toss a blanket or sheet over the jugs overnight. Just remember to take it off in the morning. Mistake number 10, reinventing the wheel. Don't try to start your peppers or tomatoes too early. This has changed, in fact. Over the past couple years, we've been getting some early warm-ups and then cold weather after that. So the early warm-ups will make the seeds sprout, and then if they sprout too soon and we get a cold snap, it'll kill them. So we've been telling people to start later this year, like in February probably, to start your annuals, especially the hot loving things. You know, Frank Sinatra sang that song, I Did It My Way. Well, winter sowing is not something that you want to do your way. You want to use the tried and true process that has worked for thousands of gardeners already, especially if this is your first time. Once you have the basics down, then you can go ahead and experiment maybe with a jug or two, or try a different container or whatever. But when you're starting, I would start with the jug, do it the way we show you. I will put an end screen up here at the end of the video so that you can see how I plant my jugs. Of course, the correct way to do it, the way I do it. So yeah, don't do it your way. Don't follow Frank Sinatra in this one. If you avoid these 10 traps, you're going to have more plants than you know what to do with. I want to know, what is the #1 plant you're trying to grow this year? Let me know in the comments. I love to see successful winter sowing. So make sure you watch this video up here in the end screen about how to prepare your jugs and to plant your seeds so that you can have the best success possible.